that sign is so good. I got to keep that up. So I'm gonna. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, the one and only Fester, Raider Fester.
Hey,
How
good
you
evening,
doing, bro?
Jack. How are you?
I'm good,
Good,
man.
good.
And a happy Sunday of a non-losing Sunday. I know we lost the other day, which is kind of fucked up. Did we get a chance to talk about that one yet? Did we do it on
We
Friday?
didn't. We didn't. I was on with you for the game,
Yeah.
and shooting you the play by play. I think I was a
If
little
you
bit
were,
ahead of the actual.
yeah, yeah, if you were tooting me, that would be like farting, and that was definitely, that's what I heard. You were tooting me. I'm like, yeah,
No,
I've
no, no, no.
worse. I've had worse. So yeah, we
No,
can definitely talk about that. We can talk about whatever happened today because when the Raiders aren't playing, as I tell people, it's a matter of who the fuck do I hate more? Okay. For example, the fake Pirates played here in Tampa. There's my phone. I
yes,
got
they
to
did.
turn that one down. And they lost to the Patriots. Now, normally, I wouldn't root for any AFC team, but they are playing the fake Pirates. Ergo, I'm rooting for the Patriots, and that fulfilled.
Now, who
And
would have
as
thought?
both,
Who would have thought at the beginning of the year that when we beat the Patriots, that's one of only two losses that they would have in the first 10 weeks of the season.
right. But I do say this, and I know you would agree with it as well. We play the Patriots week 2 or any other week since then, we would lose miserably. Because they got
Yes,
their
I
shit
agree.
together. We got their shit together. Now, granted, we would have had Bowers for that game like we would have had for the Patriots game because we would have been injured after that game. But the way that they're playing right now, it wouldn't have been a good thing.
Well, you mentioned Bowers, and I'm gonna lead right off. I'm gonna just hammer this thing right off against the Jaguars. Against the Jaguars, Brock Bowers had 13 targets, 12 receptions, 127 yards receiving, and 3 TDs. Against the Broncos, he had 3 targets, only 1 catch
For
for
31
31
yards.
yards, and that was
Yeah, I
it.
even knew that one for 31. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you have to get your best weapon, and I would argue probably the best weapon in the AFC, if not the entire NFL. You've got to
Mm-hmm.
involve him in the
I
game.
agree.
I mean, Michael Mayer even had more
And
catches than Brock.
And I don't mind that Michael Mayer has a lot of catches. That's great, but that should be as a bonus. Michael Mayer has catches along with Brock. That's the difference. That's the difference. And it's
Well, I heard
unfortunate
going
that
in,
that
I heard,
did not
yeah,
occur.
I heard going in, the Broncos had
Go
said
ahead.
that they were going to game plan and double team Brock and not allow him to get hands on the ball. From what I saw, they were not double teaming him, and he was running free. There were many, many opportunities that they had to get him the ball. They just did not. And again, gets back to the play calling. I know that they want to run the
Mhm.
ball, but again, our boy Will Putnam
And yeah,
finally
but
got
why?
some work
Yeah,
in, although
yeah.
I think we're glitching here.
Yeah, I know why because I'm trying to put on because I got the link on, so I'm trying to at least get on the monetization and shit. One
Gotcha,
second, let me put it on where I should have it. In one sec, so
gotcha.
we have like Captain Jack's latest, and then okay, and today is Sunday, so ask Captain Jack. Okay, so yeah, so I've done what I needed to do, and so hopefully we won't be glitching anymore as I get rid of this window. So that's better.
Gotcha.
Is that better
Gotcha.
for you?
Well,
Okay. Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. Well, as we said, we were talking earlier about them running 13 personnel and 3 tight end sets. I would have no problem with them moving Brock Bowers out wide, and putting him as a number 1. I contended that they done that back when we had Darren Waller, and moving Darren Waller, splitting him out wide, using some two and sometimes even three tight ends. You use your best weapons. And again, Brock Bowers really has to be utilized to open up that run game. The run game, again, Ashton Jeanty got some more touches, but if they're going to run, you have to at least commit to the run, not run the ball in once and then get no gain and say, okay, we're going to abandon the run. They didn't do much
Right.
of anything. They really didn't do much of anything. I'm not going to throw Daniel Carlson under the bus for that missed field goal. And
No,
here's
not the field. It was swirling, man.
the
It was
wind the
swirling.
wind the wind was swirling, and this is something that was pointed out by a friend of mine who's a kicker. A lot of times when the kick happens, the kick itself goes way above the flags. And of course, the flags have kind of tell you the direction of the wind at the top of the goalpost level, but they don't tell you what the wind's doing above the goalpost level. So when the kick goes up, you're kind of at the mercy. And I understood that the wind was coming from one direction, bouncing off of the roof or the interior rim of the stadium and then swirling back around and going a different way. So Carlson tried to account for that. Had they gotten closer, I'm still not sure he would have made the field goal. Now, if they had gotten closer, I hope at that point that they might have even considered going for the for it on fourth down as opposed to going for the field goal.
Well,
But again,
if they're going to go for it on fourth down, there, Fester, why can't we run a better fourth down? Everybody, I mean, is it me or does like almost all of our fourth down runs involve Geno Smith on a sneak, which is stupid, especially if you were considering if he had a effed up leg, or even a run to whoever in the middle. No, I said if you're gonna do that, run a fake to the middle because everybody's been sucking up. Run a fake, and maybe it's me. I don't know how fast Pegues can run if he's healthy, but I get the biggest bastard that I know run and do a play where you run him to one side and take out whoever the fuck is on that end, okay, or chip or double or whatever, and then run Jeanty that way. If it's 1 yard, I can almost guarantee you if the wide receivers, and here's another big if the wide receivers are blocking, if you have a big motherfucker like Pegues, run it. Oh, pardon me, boy. That fizzy water makes you burp. It's good for that. But whoever it is that's running through and just clearing the way, I can almost guarantee you it's going to be a first down. Wouldn't you say that? And yeah, we are.
I would.
We are massive.
I would. And the play calling's got to get better. You've got to involve Brock Bowers in there. And then when you commit to the run, you've got to keep feeding Jeanty the ball. He'll get stronger as the game goes on. I mean, you see some of the running backs, we've mentioned this before, but you have to go ahead and keep doing that. They tried these cute little runs to the outside, and the Denver rush was such that they were getting to the running backs as soon as they were getting the ball. Brock Bowers had one where I think he lost like 4 to 6 yards.
Yep,
something
one
like
run
that.
for negative 4 yards.
On him. They were on him as soon as he got the ball.
Yeah.
Now, if you're going to go ahead and fake a dive play into the side and to do a quick pitch out to Jeanty, that's something different. If you can suck the defense in and then hopefully you get Jeanty in space on the outside, you can do that. Now, a couple of other plays I want to mention, and these are this is me as a former tight end. That I'm gonna put some tight end light on some things. Number one, even though I wasn't a wideout, the Jack Besh holding call. Let me focus on that real quick.
Please.
Your coaches tell you this is a receiver. They say when you go down the field, your job is just kind of get in the way of the defensive backs. You don't reach out and grab. If anything, you kind of stand in front of them and at least make them go through you to get to the play. But if you can look over your shoulder and see that the back is already past you, which he was at the point where Besh was holding, you can't do that. You just simply can't do that. I don't know whether he wasn't coached up to that point, or whether he just didn't pay attention to what his job was. And again, Besh has not impressed me for a second round draft pick. He's not impressed me in terms of his route running. He's not impressed me in terms of getting into the game, and certainly that block. Again, that I think that just kind of points out the fact that he is not the guy that we could have had when you look at a second round pick who is a proven player who's kind of a plug and play guy, whether it's an offensive lineman or a defensive lineman or linebacker or even a nickel back or cornerback. Besh has got a lot of development to do. So for a second round pick, he is not worth the value of the pick, in my estimation. He's got a lot of work to do, and again, I'm not sure whether that bodes well for him as far as receiving down the line, unless he really works hard and improves his craft. Now, there's that one. Okay, the other one is the pick play. The pick play, and again, when we were in school 40 plus years ago, number one, they didn't really call pick plays too much. I mean, if you ran into somebody, tough shit. I mean, if you ran into somebody, that was it. I mean, you could complain all you wanted to, but that wasn't a penalty. But now in today's NFL, what they instruct the receivers to do is go ahead, go at the defender, but when you get there, don't make contact with them. Turn around and face the quarterback, wave your hand like you're going to receive the ball, or at least kind of dance around. Don't make contact with them. That pick was obvious because it was obvious he was going straight for the defender. You don't telegraph it like that. Now, if he doesn't do that, if he stops short and even just turns around halfway and kind of faces toward the quarterback, that's not a pick play. But again, I think that he was so exuberant to knock off that defensive back or linebacker rather that he just went right into it, and so it was an instant call, and there was no escaping it one way or the other. The other was the pass that he should have caught. He should have caught that one pass. So again, I don't think there's anybody that feels as bad as Thornton does, knowing that he cost the Raiders potentially 2 touchdowns in the game. And from my understanding, he cried like a baby in the locker room.
Thank you. I was just gonna mention. I don't know which rag was for the clickbait where it says Thornton balling after game, or there was Thornton balling was what I picked up. And if you hadn't mentioned that, I definitely was. That at least that I tell you what, that at least to me is positive in the fact that that young man cares, and he realizes that his fuck up cost points that were vital. Okay. See, if he would have went after the game and not even, there was no emotion at all, that is more bothersome to me. Oh yeah, well, fuck, I made a mistake or two. And I've seen people that are like that, kind of like, Gino. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mention that. But and Gino's good for a lot of he will take it on himself when he screws up. But it's what is it that we would always say? It's like when a certain quarterback by the name of Derek Dallas Carr would at the beginning when we were losing, he would take it on himself. He would take it on himself. He'd take it on himself. And then after a while, you're like, yeah, motherfucker. We know you're going to take it on yourself. But he didn't really mean it after a while. But at least with Thornton being upset about it, that means a lot to me, that he realizes that he took 7, counting the point. Actually, let's don't count the point. Let's count 6 because of the wins. That's 6 points off of the board. And probably on that long gainer, maybe one of those gainers between what Besh did when he fucked up with Genty, which was a long gain, or Thornton catching the ball, which would have been a long gain. You give us 3 points on any of those, that's +9. So instead of losing by 3, you win by 6. And when I was, and I'm sorry I went off on a tangent for you, but sometimes if I don't get it out, I forget it. Yeah. When I did that fucking post on Instagram and Facebook about the fucktwat that was saying how the Raiders, they were the worst ass team coming into Denver. It's a division game. it's a division game that you want to do your best to knock off the fucking fuckquats in your division. I like that word. And then they were up for it. And I like the fact that they played with heart and they only lost by 3 points. You know, the old thing, there is no such thing as a, what do you call it? A what loss? You know, where you lose, you know, oh, okay. It's a good loss, or there's a word for it. Yeah. There's no such thing, but yeah, it kind of is. And I'm upset that we lost. But I even said after that game, I said, if we play like that for the rest of the season, where we give a shit, okay? And if we can play better, and if we at least play with the heart that was going out there, we give a shit, then we might win a couple of those games that you were talking about beforehand, because you were saying rolling out. And was it after Kansas City? Well, it was like, yeah, it was the game that we lost.
Yeah.
And then there was this one. So those were the 2 games where we could have won 4 games. Well, let's at least see
Right.
what
I was talking about the Jaguars.
4.
I was talking about the Jaguars, and then talking about the Broncos after that. So that would have been 2 in a row, and then Dallas, and then the Cleveland Browns. So that would have been 4 games in a row. We should easily be either 5-4 or 4-5 right now.
Yeah.
Easily. I mean, and that's taken if you win all 3 of those games. But I'm counting the Bears game as well. You win all 3 of those games, you're 5-4. If you just win 2 of those 3, you're 4-5, and you're within a game of where we all thought at the beginning of the season that we would be. Now, Pete Carroll's not going anywhere. Pete also knows that this team is not where it needs to be. I think he had high optimism, saying that we want to win now, and I'm sure that was the case. But I think now's the time where they need to step up and just play the young guys. And again, they may not have any choice as far as the offensive line goes, but just like you and I said, they finally got Putnam in there. Now Putnam didn't light the world on fire, but he held his own. He did pretty well. Now, if we can get JPJ back, and again, Jack, I'm going to go ahead and go out on a limb. I think Colton Miller's done. I think you go ahead and pull DJ Glaze over to the left side. You go ahead and do what you need to do as far as shoring up your line for this year. And again, I think 2 of your top 3 draft picks next year need to be O linemen. I think you go ahead and grab the best O lineman that you can, even if you need to trade up. There's 2 really good ones. I think they can be grabbed in the top 5. You go ahead and do that. If you can trade back up into the first round, I think there's a couple of quality quarterbacks. Are they first round grades? Not necessarily, but you got to have that young quarterback. And I think there's enough that you could warrant go ahead and trading back up at the tail end of round 1 to get one. And then, of course, second round, you get another offensive lineman. So again, I'm looking at that Cowboys template from back in 1989, where they got 2 offensive linemen and a quarterback, and I'm using that as the kind of format or foundation for building blocks, because again, this team needs to start somewhere. You've got a couple of dynamic offensive pieces already, but you've got to address that line. You simply have to address the line, and it's time to bring in a young quarterback. We haven't done that since Derek Carr.
Right. And I was going to say, Natman says since 89, whenever they drafted Aikman and the offensive lineman, Nav, it might have been 99, 89, but that's when the Cowboys did it. Okay. Because the Cowboys were 1-15 under Aikman the first year.
They were.
Okay. But they got a lot better after that. They ruled the 90s. Absolutely. After that.
They did.
So however, what year, doesn't matter. We need to do that. That's what we need to do. And I've been banging my hand on everything I can fucking bang it on without breaking anything, which is a treat. Saying we need to do this. We need to do this. We need fucking offensive line. And everybody that's going after Chip Kelly's balls. Okay, it's like when the plays were working, it's Chip Kelly's playbook. So you can't say we need to get rid of them and then in the next breath say our offense sucks. Okay, It's execution. It's execution. And maybe he's not the best offensive coordinator in the NFL. He's the highest paid offensive coordinator in the NFL, but he's certainly better than fucking Luke Getsy. He's certainly better than fucking Scotty Turner. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He's certainly better than anybody we've had. And yes, God, I'm going to say a fucking curse word right now. Josh McDaniels' offense looked pretty good today, but it's Josh McDaniels using the fucking New England bullshit fucking mantra, and it works for them. But he's not the guy in charge. And I'm sure that when he plays that I'm fucking God, do what I say shit, I'm sure Mike Variable probably kicks him in the ass. Says, shut the fuck up, Josh. Just do the offense shit, okay? Do the stuff that you need to do. Because he's not a little fucking Napoleon, I would hope, on the offense, and the offense is doing well for the Patriots. And I can't call them the Cheatriots anymore because Brady and Belichick are gone. But yes, his offense works in the right system with the right players with the right mentality. He didn't do it here, okay? And it's a matter of taking a guy and a system and the players. You got to have it where they all work together at that one time. You can take the guy and the players and put them in another system. It doesn't fucking work.
McDaniels didn't draft Drake May, and Drake May is playing with every capability that we thought. The three quarterbacks that went 1, 2, 3 in the draft. I mean, they are good. And I know I hear Navban says it's not 1989, but I'll tell you what, shit may be different, but mark my words. You mark my words. You draft an offensive lineman, you draft a young quarterback, and you turn around and you draft an offensive lineman again. And here's why. Here's why. You can say things are different, but Ashton Genty only has 3 or 4 years. Okay, the average running back in this league is only 3 or 4 years. We've already wasted 1 year. He showed flashes, but we've already wasted 1 year because we haven't given him a dependable line to run behind. You get 2 good stud offensive linemen, and then you focus on getting maybe a couple of other pieces during free agency, and at least give Genty a chance to be the explosive back that he is in year 2. Plus, you give your quarterback, whoever your quarterback is, some time to throw and utilize those other weapons. Mayer and Bowers are both good, formidable weapons. I think Trey Tucker can be. If you can give the quarterback enough time to where Tucker can really unleash and have those long go routes, then the defense has to plan for that. Right now, the defense is not planning for that. They know that the Raiders are not going to give their quarterback enough time to be able to throw deep. So they haven't. We haven't seen that. And again, I think Thornton's got the speed to do that as well. The only chance right now they have is as soon as they snap the ball, have the quarterback just throw the ball as far as he can and hope that the receiver can run fast enough to be able to maybe make a fingertip grab. That's not the way to do it. That's not the long ball that we know. The long ball that we know is giving the quarterback 4 or 5 seconds worth of protection and having them be able to really step into it and throw it and get the receiver a chance to get some separation. But again, I'll stand by what I say. Go with offensive lineman. I know I'm already starting to talk about draft, but I'm starting to think about foundational pieces for next year. So you go with the top offensive lineman you can, even if you need to trade up a spot or two. There's a couple of really good ones that I'm looking at already. Trade back up at the end of round 1 and get a quarterback. You've got to go ahead and commit to getting a young quarterback. And again, I'm not looking at anybody specifically right now. Let's see who's available. I was banging the table for Jackson Dart last year.
I was
to try to
get a quarterback. That's the guy to get. That's the guy to get.
And the Giants did.
I said that.
Yeah. The Giants did exactly what you and I said that should have been done for the template. They went ahead and got a stud player in the 3rd overall pick. They got the best edge rusher in the draft, and then they went ahead and traded up and got their young quarterback. So they filled 2 needs that they were able to go ahead and utilize right away. That's what good organizations do. And again, the Raiders aren't there yet. They need to get there. We've got some good pieces. And the defense played well on Thursday night. They did. And there was one particular instance where AJ Cole punted the ball all the way down. Okay, first of all, the defense held the Broncos to a 3-and-out. So the defense did their job. And then, oh, wait a minute. Okay, hang on. Let me back up. Okay, AJ Cole went ahead and punted the ball and pinned them on the 1.
Mm-hmm.
And then the defense held Denver to a 3-and-out. And then they were able to get the ball back. The
And
Denver punter
Croshaw fucked up.
had a horrible punt, and it
Mm-hmm.
gave the Raiders good field position, and they were able to take advantage of it. That's an example of complementary football. That's special teams, defense, and offense working together. We saw it once, but unfortunately, we didn't really see it a lot. Complementary football needs to happen, and I was very glad to see Tom McMahon gone. I wish that they had never brought him in. I'd heard bad things from Denver when he first
Yep.
came over, and people said, "Well, we're glad you have him now." And I think he was just kind of
Yeah.
treading water for a while until things fell apart. But when the dam burst, it really did, and I'm glad to see him gone. We'll see exactly what type of changes happen down the road, but again, complementary football must happen. The Raiders gave up another block punt, missed a field goal. So again, a lot of things are happening to this team that if you're able to tweak a couple of things here and there, they're not far from winning. They've got a 2-7 record, but they're a lot better than the 2-7 record indicates. Now I know that may be small consolation for a lot of fans, but I'll tell you this:
Mhm.
j- by the same token that the Raiders are a lot better than the 2-7 record they have, the Broncos, in my opinion, are a lot worse than the 8-2 record that they have.
Oh,
Their
I can't.
defense is holding them in there.
Yeah,
Bo
I can't
Nix
wait
is
for the
not a
Broncos.
franchise quarterback.
I can't wait for the Broncos to go because it looks like right now the Broncos are going to do what we said they were, and obviously pending 2 games against the Chiefs. So they play the Chiefs twice within I think the next game, and then 3 weeks later they play them again. And pending those games, though, okay, if the Broncos take the West, like I said and like you said, okay, if they are the team that we saw on Thursday, they will probably get beat because I don't foresee them being the number 1 seed in the AFC. That might be in Indianapolis, the way things are going for them.
The Chiefs are coming off a bye week, and they're going to boat race Denver.
Yeah,
They
I
are
think
they are
so.
going to absolutely boat race Denver. They're already 2 games back right now. That's going to narrow to 1 because the Chiefs are starting to hit their stride now. They've got a quarterback. Denver does not. Bo Nix does not impress me. 2 weeks in a row, that defense has bailed him out. He doesn't win those games on his own. And again, I call it the Trent Dilfer syndrome. Dilfer was never going to come in and win you games for the Ravens. He just managed the games. You just prayed that he didn't lose it and turn it over to the defense and let them win. Their defense is good enough to where they've been able to cover. They've been able to cover the spreads for Bo Nix because he's a flawed quarterback. He is not good, in my opinion, or at least he hasn't demonstrated that. Yes, he makes some good passes, but he is not a franchise quarterback.
Ed says he'd rather have Bo Nix instead of Geno Smith. Yeah, probably, Ed. But you know what? That's because Bo Nix is going to get better as the season progresses, or as his years progress. I think we've seen Geno's top. We've seen what his ceiling is, but unfortunately, right now, Geno Smith is playing New York Jets Geno Smith, and he's not playing Seattle Seahawks top of the top Geno Smith. And that's because, I don't know, maybe because we don't have an offensive line that he trusts. If he had an offensive line he trusts, it'd be better.
I'll tell you this. If you give Bo Nix the offensive line that the Raiders have, he throws 5 to 6 more interceptions than he has already.
True.
He's a turnover machine. Look at Daniel Jones in Indianapolis. He played horribly today. He tried to lose that game for the team. They had a guy by the name of Jonathan Taylor who had almost 250 yards rushing. I mean, when you have a player like that and you have a halfway decent offensive line and you can turn that into to instant results, you can overcome horrible quarterback play. Again, people talked about Daniel Jones, and the Colts have a good record right now, but they have the best running back in the league. So
Yes.
again, you have to look at the totality of the team. I would, to be honest with you, I would not trade Bo Nix for Geno Smith straight up. If you gave me the opportunity to trade them 1 for 1, I wouldn't take that trade
Mm-hmm.
because again, Geno's still got familiarity with. He did. I mean, Taylor crushed the game. He did. Navman had that right. They kept feeding him the ball. This is the thing that you and I talked about. The Colts know how to win. How they win is they keep feeding the ball to Jonathan Taylor. They kept giving him the ball. He got stronger as the time goes along. How did the Raiders win? They get the ball to Brock Bowers. There you go. There's your formula. And again, if you can start mixing it in, you can get Genty going as well. But once the team understands that you're going to Brock and he's there, he's catching the ball, he's spreading that field, then that makes Genty better. And Genty can start picking up those yards there, but you have to do that. You have to get Brock on those quick crossing patterns because that's all Geno has time to do. And again, if the Broncos weren't double teaming him, they were wide open. And Brock is just a nightmare matchup. They didn't have their star cornerback in there, so
Yes, sir.
when you know when Sertan was gone, you knew that whoever Brock was going to get matched up with, it was going to be a mismatch. And I'm surprised they didn't exploit that to the day till the cows came home, but they didn't. It was just there were too many points left on the table. And it looked like things were going well. Again, JPJ went down with the injury, and I hope he's back soon. But again, having said that, there were too many missed opportunities for this team. They should have won the game. They could have and should have won the game, just like they could have and should have won the game against the Jacksonville. So they should have 2 in a row. I mean, Navman Taylor is definitely legitimately MVP candidate, uh,
Mm-hmm.
bar none. I don't think there's anybody even close right now. Maybe Drake May, simply because of what he's done so far. But again, if I had to choose one person right now, it would be Jonathan Taylor, and it wouldn't even be close.
I mean, and I get you, and it's upsetting when you put together. Yeah, when we got our asses kicked, we got our asses kicked. We got our asses kicked by the Chargers, the Colts, the Commanders, and I'm missing an ass whooping. Indianapolis, Colts, Chargers, Commanders. I'm missing an ass whooping somewhere, Tom.
Chiefs.
There's 4 Chiefs. Yeah. See, I've already gotten that out of my memory. I forgot. Okay,
We've erased that one from our memory banks.
Erase that one. I wasn't there, right? But you put in the other ones, okay? We should have beat the Bears. We should have beat the Jaguars, and for 1 or 2 plays, we should have beat the Broncos. And I hate the woulda, coulda, shoulda. I do.
Yeah.
I hate the woulda, coulda, shoulda. But instead of 2-7, that would make us 5-4, right?
Yep.
It pisses me off.
5-4, 5-4 with 2 very winnable games coming up, Dallas and
Yeah.
Cleveland.
So
Cleveland, who lost to the Jets today, by the way.
Yeah, and here's the other thing. I think when all is said and done, I looked at it because somebody said, "Fucking Raiders can't even lose, right?" Because they didn't gain any ground. All the people that won today, the Jets and the Dolphins, and we still say it at number 7. We still say it at number 7, which is
Jack,
upsetting.
again, last year, I know everybody was saying, let's tank so we can get the number 1 overall pick. If we can just be in the top 10 pick wise, we'll be okay. If we can pick in the top 10, if we can pick in the top 10, and it looking like that we will, we'll be fine. And again, even if you're at the 10th spot, you could probably trade up to number 6 or number 7, maybe number 8, and get a good quality player. I'm not worried about what number we draft. What I'm worried about is getting either 2 first-round picks in a second or 1 first-round pick in 2 seconds. But you've got to have 3. You've got to have 3 players that you're going to be able to plug in. One of them has to be a young quarterback who may not necessarily see the field this coming year, but you go ahead, you get that young rookie quarterback in, you get them under that rookie deal. You let them progress. You get that offensive line around them. You've already got three key offensive pieces, if not more than that. Uh, and again, the big question is who they're going to pick. Yes, we hadn't gotten there yet, but there's a couple of offensive linemen that I've already got my eyes on. And we'll see once we get closer in and we see where things start to shake out. But again, that's got to be the direction because this offensive line is terrible. We've seen how good this team can be when you have a good, dependable offensive line, a good O line. Took this team to the playoffs in 2016. A good, dependable offensive line kept the quarterback upright and got them to the playoffs in 2021. That's the only way it's going to happen.
Yeah, and I've almost seen everybody except Miller this year. I don't know I haven't seen Hemingway. And I haven't seen Miller. But I think I've seen Pegues in one of the games. And I've seen and I with Rogers or Grant, I saw actually okay, so one of those guys I haven't seen as well. So we're missing 3 draft picks, okay?
Rogers has played. Rogers has played a little bit. They said that Grant's not ready yet, and I understand that. But again, whether he's ready or not, you at least have to test him. Go ahead, put him in there, see what you can do. And I talked about this before. This is where your 13 personnel can help. Put Michael Mayer right next to him, or put Ian Thomas next to him. Let him get the benefit of a couple of double team blocks so he can get his feet under him, get a feel for the game, and give him a little bit of confidence. He's going to make mistakes, sure, but give him the opportunity to succeed. Put him in a position, put him in a personnel situation that's going to help him succeed and help him get those reps, and not get his quarterback destroyed at the same time. You've got to play it smart, but you got to get these guys in here and let them play.
Yeah, I was going to say yes, James. And by the way, James, I need to make sure. I'm sorry I didn't check with you to say we were going on early tonight. So my apologies for not checking with you, sir, because I here I'll do this. I'll slap my wrist. Fester said 8 o'clock was better for him, and I'm like, okay. In fact, had I not had to go out and get something to eat and go to the supermarket and get some other shit. And then I get a text from Tom's like, I'm ready when you are. I said, literally, dude, I just walked in and I just got the studio. Okay.
And I appreciate you accommodating me. I appreciate you accommodating me tonight. So I've got about 15 more minutes or 20 minutes, but yeah, I did want to jump on because I did want to address those things that we've already talked about. Again, this team's not far away. They're really not. They're not far away from being a 500 team, which is what we thought that they would be.
Yes.
At the beginning of the year. They're close. Now, Pete Carroll has probably 2 or 3 more years. That's my guess. I think he's probably got 2 or 3 more years. Mark Davis is not going to fire him. It's just a matter of whether he's going to quit or whether he's just going to retire. It's one or the other. He's either going to quit and say, okay, I've been at it a couple of years. I can't do the job. I'm going to go ahead and resign. Or he's going to go ahead and say, okay, I've gone to the end of my rope. I can't coach anymore. I'm officially done. That's what it's going to be. So Mark Davis is not going to kick him out of the building. At this point, I think Pete's going to kick himself out of the building.
Right.
But again, the question I asked earlier is who has control of this organization right now? Is it Pete or is it Spytek? We don't know that right yet. We've seen what Spytek has done as far as drafting, but we really don't know at this point who's got control of the team. We don't. We probably won't until we get into next off season.
Yeah, and having said that, we saw who Spytek drafted based upon the input that Telesco scouts gave him. Because when Telesco was fired, the scouts were near the end of their report saying, this is our draft report. And I'm sure that Spytek has his ideas, as who he wanted to draft, but at least he had the analysis based upon what they were given to him. So you can have an idea and you can have an inkling, but then you got the numbers and the personnel reports and the, you know, Bo what's his fuck didn't nobody went to his birthday party because he was an ass fuck, you know, like in that movie, right? That's in the reports. Right. Spytech doesn't have, or he did, and he's like, oh, okay. Definitely don't want to take Bo. I can't remember that fucker's name, but whatever. You know, that's it. But now Spytech has his incoming staff, his incoming scouts, and oh, by the way, he's got Howie Roseman's right-hand man in the building, which is why I always get pissed off at Sharif, like, yeah, Spytech fucked this one up. What the fuck has Spytech done wrong? Other than bringing in Alex Crappa on a shit deal. Okay. Yeah. Was Spytech involved with I'm not calling Spytech an ass clown. I'll call him a fuck twat. Okay. That's my word. Ass clown's that's overused. Fuck twat's mine. But the point is that I want to give because Spytech has got good pedigree with Jason Light, just like Champ Kelly had good pedigree with the people that he's worked for. I think that the Dolphins are going to get a resounding upgrade when Champ Kelly goes through that roster and starts picking players for him, okay? Because he's with Miami now. I want to see what
they did to the Bills today.
Yes, they did. They did that.
Yeah. So they're already starting to develop some young players.
Good to see you there, Raquel. I would have taken both over you. Both who? I know there was some we were talking about somebody. Well, it was both over Gino. Who was the other person we were talking about, Raquel? I don't know, but we'll get back with that.
Well, we were talking about Bo Nix and we were
while we're here, yeah. And there you go. Navman says he's a GM prodigy or a somebody that knows his shit with good pedigree. Okay. The other thing is that he definitely has a better pedigree as a personnel guy than fucking Marbles McKenzie did. Marbles McKenzie allegedly had good pedigree. No, he was a good finance guy. He learned the finance portions, and he got talked into the organization because somebody put a bug in. Ron Wolf put a bug in Mark's ear, saying that's your guy. And they sold the farm to the wrong guy, but that's it. Go ahead, sir.
Reggie was necessary to get rid of all those awful contracts that Al put in toward the end of his legacy. And that put the Raiders behind the eight ball. That cost them 4, maybe 5 good seasons. I'm convinced. Now, again, if you look at it in terms of that, they actually got to the playoffs 1 year sooner than they should have. But again, if you're looking at it from a 5 to 6 year realm, it took that long to get rid of some of the bad contracts. I mean, they were still paying Jamarcus Russell at that point. He'd been out of the league for almost 10 years, and he was still one of the highest paid players on the team.
Like a Bobby Bonilla contract, for sure. Exactly. That's for those who don't know who Bobby Bonilla is and not a baseball fan. We'll get the fuck up. Now, I can't do all your work for you. But and yes, we will talk about everything you want to talk about because and Navman can come in. Anybody that else wants to come in, okay? This show, I will be on as long as there is participation. I will be on as long as there's participation. But I wanted to get this. Go ahead, sir.
Before I take off, I will tell you, I'm probably not going to jump on next Sunday night because the game is not until Monday. So everything that we're talking about now would be just talking about teams that have already played. So I probably won't be on with you next Sunday. We'll probably wait until after the game is done, and then we'll reconnect. It may be like a week from Thursday or something like that, but we'll certainly get together. But again, this is a game coming up that the Raiders have a chance to win. If they study the game tape of the last two games, if they study the Jaguars game and the Broncos game, I think that there's enough there where they can compare the two and say, number one, if we get Bowers into the game like we did against Jacksonville, and number two, if we go ahead and commit to the run, particularly in the second half, and let Genty run once that passing game has opened up the lanes a little bit. We have to have Geno utilize some quick throws and not get trapped. He can't have stupid plays. He can't take unnecessary sacks, and these intentional grounding penalties they got to stop. I mean, as I've heard it said, he's a grown ass man. He needs to make better decisions, and he's just not right now. I don't think his head's totally screwed into the game. Maybe we need to really develop more plays with Tyler Lockett and get his confidence level up to where he can really make a difference. And again, maybe that can open up things.
He had the most possession or receptions the other night. He had 3.
Right.
He had more receptions than anybody else. So people say, and I like that, the fact that he came in cold and still did a better job than Jacoby Myers did. And I saw how somebody apparently Jacoby played well today and gave a shout out to the Raider Nation. Unless that was a fake AI thing. I don't know.
Who knows?
Yeah, but he gave a shout out. I think it was real. But Jacoby allegedly played well, and that was nice of him. And it was, but I would have much rather have had, instead of a shout out, some actual, you're going to get yards after the catch every time he touched the ball while he was still a Raider. Because that didn't happen.
Well, Jacoby's in a good mood now. I mean, he's with a good team. You know, he went from an organization that only won 2 games to an organization that is in the hunt to make a playoff, if not to win the division and be one of the top 2 or 3 seeds in the playoffs.
Yes, and I saw some other clickbait, and I'm not sure. Again, I scanned things. It said the Pittsburgh Steelers offered the Raiders a 4 and a 6, the same thing that the Jacksonville Jaguars offered. And they asked Jacoby, where would you like to go? Because these teams are about the same as far as wins and losses and where they would be in the draft. So it was like 6 and 1, half of the other, right? And Jacoby Myers said, I'd rather go to Jacksonville. That tells you something. So he wanted to go to Jacksonville instead of Pittsburgh, which, by the way, the last time I looked was winning 3-0 on tonight's game. So that well, good. Yeah, happy for him. But you know what? I want to see more of Lockett, and I liked what I saw out of Lockett the other night, and I think he's going to be an asset to the Raiders for sure.
Yeah. And again, I agree with you. But this Chip Kelly has to sit down and look at these 2 game tapes and say, what can we take from both the Jaguars game and the Broncos game and make things better? Now, you're not going to have swirling winds to worry about on Monday night versus the Cowboys. So that's a good thing. You're not going to have to worry about that. You're probably going to have a little bit more of a home crowd, maybe not as much as you had against Jacksonville, but Dallas sucks this year, and they're not going to send a ton of people to Vegas with only 3 wins. I mean, they're just not going to. They won't. They talk a big game, but you have lots of closet Cowboy fans, but I don't think you're going to have nearly what you would have if it were Green Bay or Pittsburgh or one of those other teams that truly has a fan base that travels. You're not going to see that. I accuse of the Cowboys of having little closet fans everywhere. I mean, they like going ahead and putting on a Cowboys jersey and pretending that they're Cowboys fans.
Oh, they're t-shirt. They're t-shirt fans. That's what I call their t-shirt fans. Like, oh, you're a Cowboys fan? Yeah, I'm wearing the t-shirt. Well, tell me about your team. Well, they play in Dallas. I said, no, technically they play in Arlington, you fucktwad. So they don't even know that. They're t-shirt fans.
I live in the D.C. area, and there's a lot of Cowboys fans that show up at the stadium for the Washington Commanders games. But they again, they wear the gear. They're not really fans.
Yeah.
They like to troll other teams.
That's it. I would say, and I like your analysis. We we need to find an identity, and I honestly think our identity is a passing team with a very good running back, but have the pass set up the run. We need to get Bowers into the game more, and then when you get Bowers into the game, then you can get Michael Mayer into the game. Then you can get Tyler Lockett into the game, and I wouldn't poo-poo the fact that I like the fact that Thornton took those two fuck ups hard. And I think it means that he cares and he's going to do his damnedest to hopefully say, well, I'm going to do something to make up for it. Okay.
Yeah.
And
let me tell you what we can't do.
Okay.
In terms of leaving, let me tell you what we cannot do. You cannot have more penalties than you have first downs. They had 11 penalties against the Broncos and only 10 first downs. They had 74 yards rushing. They had more penalty yards, 83, than they had rushing yards. So you can't have more penalties than you have first downs. You can't have more penalty yards than you have rushing yards. And you can't go through the first two drives of your game and have 64 yards in your first two drives and then only get 124 yards for the whole rest of the game. You just can't do that. You have to start out and then maintain. Back in the day, you remember, Jack, in Derek Carr's realm, they used to come out just smoking, and they would just do great things in their first drive and then not do anything else.
Right.
For the game.
Yeah, it was a great first drive, and then everybody else would go to fucking sleep, or they would figure they would have. I don't remember what the mental thing is where they would forget how to play. In drives 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. It was hard.
I'm gonna challenge Chip Kelly now. I'm gonna challenge Chip Kelly. Brock Bowers has to have at least 13 targets, like he had against Jacksonville. At least, maybe more than that. But again, 13 targets, and he gobbled up 12 of them. That's 127 yards. That's 3 touchdowns. You do that, you're well on your way to winning the game. And again, that's something that you cannot replace. Somebody who is an all-pro and only his second year, probably the dominant tight end, I think, in all of football, if not just the AFC. But you got to get him in the game early, maintain it, and then let it open up the offense for the rest. That's what you've got to do. Special teams has to be better. The defense just kind of has to hang on and do what they continue to do. Shout out to Caillou Blue Kelly. He did a great job. And two interceptions. And Darian Porter is looking better and better. I think right now, Porter is looking like a good, solid cornerback on the opposite side of Stokes. So again, I believe that part is really progressing. The defensive line looked good. Again, we've just got to keep that going. All right. Having said that, Jack, I'm gonna back out, but I appreciate you letting me jump on with you and chopping it up a little bit. Raider fans, the future is not bleak. We may have a 2-7 record, but I'm not sweating it right now. I'm looking forward to pummeling some Cowboys a week from Monday. And that would put us to 3-7, and then win against the Browns the next week, 4-7. All of a sudden, things aren't looking as bad. You've got the same number of wins you had all total last year, and there's still some games that are winnable games here toward the end of the year. So we can get close to 500, but it all starts with a week from Monday night. We got to have a big win against Dallas and start turning the corner a little bit, getting these young guys involved, and start seeing some of the potential that this team has 2 or 3 years down the road.
Amen to that. And like I said, I want to see some. I mean, my God, I want to see some quality games. I want to see some quality effort. Okay, if the wins aren't there, then at least show me. Okay, I hate saying the woulda, coulda, shoulda. I want to see at least 5 more woulda, coulda, shoulda. Because if we have 5 more woulda, coulda, shouldas, that means that we were in those games. We didn't win, and I am never one to say tank for nobody. We already got a tank on this team, and his name is Hemingway. Okay, we don't need another tank. That's what I said. Get the right people at the right time. Trade up, trade down, do what you need to do. If you want somebody, fucking go get them.
There's only one thing I want to see against Dallas.
Effort.
Kneel downs at the end of the game.
Ah,
Victory
okay.
formation.
Yeah, that would be good.
That's what I want to see. I want to
Yeah.
see victory formation at the end of the game. Raiders have the ball in the lead, kneel it down, send the home fans home happy.
Yeah. And that's actually a game I can record. So I
Yeah.
might not be able to see it live, or I will see it live, but I can actually do analysis of the game afterwards because I will be able to watch it when I probably come home on my flight. I like that. I have to see when I'm coming in.
Yeah. One more thing before I go, and I'll say farewell to everyone.
Raider fans only. I like that.
Raider fans only. All right, Jack. You take care. Have a great week, and we'll get together after the Cowboys game.
For sure. That sounds good. And yeah,
Right.
I might not have a show on Sunday because if there ain't shit going on, I don't
Right.
really give a flying foxtrot to do analysis of other people that won or lost.
Right.
I might take a show, might go to a show, or might go to
Yeah.
a whorehouse. I might do something on Sunday. The whorehouse was a
keep it
joke,
legal,
but
Jack. Keep it
yeah,
legal, Jack.
it's legal. It's legal out there. But I'm going to say I'm going to
That's
do
right.
something for me, okay, for
Yeah.
Sunday.
And no sugar in your drink.
I'm hey, for people, this is sugar free,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
sugar free, and I bought
Yep.
light lemonade tonight, and I bought zero sugar sweet tea. So I'm trying. Although my fucking diet. Oh, I had Mexican tonight. There was nothing.
Ooh.
There was nothing good. There was nothing that was positive in that meal. Plus, I had sweet Arnold Palmer's to have. I had to.
Okay.
It's just the way it is.
I
But hey,
gotcha.
thanks, brother. And we
All right.
will do that
Thanks.
show when we
will.
can.
We will. Absolutely. Well, listen, take care, everybody. Thanks for jumping in. And Jack, you take care. Have a great week. And go Raiders.
Go Raiders, man. Can't wait to the
Absolutely.
next game. Can't wait to the next
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Take
All right.
care.
Take care. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
Yeah, that's Raider Fester. That's Raider Fester. Gotta love Raider Fester. And I haven't really watched the 3-2. What did I miss? Obviously a safety, but wow. So the Chargers got a safety. Okay. See, I didn't see that. So it's a baseball score. Pittsburgh over, was it the Pirates over the Padres, 3-2. Anyway, I want to thank everybody. I'm not going yet. I'm not getting out of here unless, and here's the other thing, unless nobody comes in. And I'm not going to just go and do recitations off of and I do recognize all of, or at least most of the comments. I want to say thank you. I didn't see the Pelle Lindbergh documentary. You told me about it. There's still documentaries that I need to watch, Jimmy Farrell. First off, that's one of those things that I don't have, right? It's like what's the name of that? There's one I don't have. There's like I can't remember what network. I know if it's an Apple, I don't have it. Oh, it's not out yet. Oh, okay. I would like to see the Pelle Lindbergh documentary. Okay. If it's on one of those things that I can draw, because for all those that don't know, and Jimmy Farrell is nice catch. Jimmy Farrell is a Islanders fan and they suck. I like saying that. Because yes, my Flyers lost the other night, but you know what? They still got a better record than most teams in the league. But thoughts on it? On Pelle, it's Pelle, by the way, Pelle, Pelle Lindbergh. And if Pelle Lindbergh had not, and listen to me on this one, if Pelle Lindbergh had not wrapped his sports car into a brick house, he did. He was driving like he was driving like what? He was doing a rugs. He was driving like over 100 miles an hour on the streets of New Jersey. and just took out a row house, bricks and all. Unfortunate. I don't remember. Oh, he was not wearing a seatbelt. He was his passenger was, and the passenger was smarter than him, and so he was pronounced dead the next day. But if Pele Lindbergh had survived, he was the best goalie that the Flyers have had since Bernie Parent. Again, for those who don't know, Bernie Parent was the goaltender for the Flyers when they won back-to-back Stanley Cups. And the Flyers really haven't had a goaltender since. Pele Lindbergh was that guy. And Hextall was kind of that guy. And then Carter Hart could have been that guy, but I'm not going to say anything about him. But yeah, Pele Lindbergh could have brought in the Flyers 2, if not 3, Stanley Cups had he not died. So it is, yeah. And for those that, and Navman is up in Tennessee. By the way, if you'd like to come into the show, I'm not going anywhere. Come into the show. Thank you, Raquel, for being here. Navman's here. Jimmy Farrell, thank you for being here. Ed Winchell was here. Who else was here? I want to make sure I get everybody. I will give you due. Okay. Yeah. Raquel was here. Raquel is my beautiful, sexy Raiderette of the show. I like the fact that because she said, let me know when you're on. And I said, I normally can't do that for everybody, but I did let her know because she did ask. But thank you, Raquel, for being here. If I'm missing anybody, I'm going through there. Yeah, I brain farted the Chiefs loss. I was like, man, I know we got our ass kicked 4 games, but I couldn't remember. It was the Chiefs. The only thing I really remembered about that, and Hot Neil, here's Hot Neil. The only thing I remember about that weekend, Frank Weber, thank you for being here. Chewy, thank you for being here. And Jack Westafeste. Now I got everybody. So there's Chewy, Jack Westafeste. There he is. Ed Winchell. And I hope I put up Raquel's Navman and then Jimmy Farrell and then, obviously Raider Fester. Don't leave the show. I would like for other people to pop in. If you'd like to pop in, I will say this. Please hit the link and come in and talk to me. I like that. You don't necessarily have to have a camera if you're camera shy, but hit the link and we can talk. And Rafa's here too. Good to see you, Rafa. Right now, the Steelers are on the 29 out of bounds with 12 minutes and 40 seconds left in the second quarter. I missed the safety. I wasn't paying attention. Maybe you guys can tell me how the safety occurred. Doesn't really matter, right? I mean, it's something. So the Steelers looks like they're going to have trotting out Boswell. And Nav, I'm going to pop in Navman real quick. But let me see if he gets the point. Oh, wow. Did he fuck that up? Yes. That's fucked up. Indoors, and you fuck up a kick. That's horrible. Rangers own 7 at home. Isles beat them 5-0. Okay. Well, then that's not saying much that the Islanders just beat the Rangers, who are 0-7 at home. I think the Flyers beat the Rangers. And it's been 17 years since we drafted Jabustis. Wow. 17 years since we drafted Jabustis. But we have drafted quarterbacks. We have drafted Carr. We drafted the kid that was drafted in the 4th round when the Raiders took the kid from Michigan State. The Cowboys ended up drafting Dak Prescott. We drafted Miller this year. Am I missing anybody? Tell me if I'm missing anybody. but we'll get to that. I'll ask Navman. By the way, Navman says he's getting ready for the winter. Oh, don't leave me yet. See, I see the eyes. I see the eyeballs. They dropped down from 15 to 11. That sucks. We'll taking that. So how you doing, Nav? I'll move myself over because I know they want to see you. You look pretty with that with that
fuck out of here.
with that. Come on.
Hey, does it sound okay?
So yeah, sounds great. How the fuck did they get a safety? Enlighten me.
Oh, fucking damn near was a fucking touchdown. Freaking Rodgers got sacked in the end zone, dropped the freaking football and got back on it. So the reality was that Rodgers threw this dart over the middle like 20 yards, and it was a laser. I'm like, damn. That's an old ass dude with a huge live arm, man. I was like, damn. I do not like Rodgers. Do not get me wrong. No. Man, that shit was freaking a laser.
Do not like him either.
But that shit was a laser.
Would you say it was a laser? A laser.
No, it's fucking
laser. No. I'm doing the old dude from
don't do it. Yeah, that's laser. Fucking what do you call from fucking Austin Powers or some
Austin
shit.
Powers. You fucking laser guns on the sharks with laser guns. That's what I'm.
No, he freaking threw that shit like a freaking baseball pitcher. That shit was freaking on the money too. I was like, damn. I mean,
so it could have been a touchdown. So they could have actually been down 7-3 then.
Yeah, actually, it would have been 10-3.
No, because they only have 2 points.
Yeah, it'd have been 7-3. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Steelers got 3 right off the get-go. Yep.
Yeah. So this is an ugly game.
But I'll tell you what, I have the solution for this fucked up, stupid Pro Bowl shit. It's actually 2 solutions in one.
Mm-hmm.
One, we hate the fuck Pro Bowl. Does anybody disagree in the chat? Please tell me if you disagree that the Pro Bowl's freaking terrible, right? Somebody disagree with me. Okay, so here's my thought process. We also hate tanking, right?
Mm-hmm.
That intentionally losing to get a good draft pick is cheating. I mean, kind of, right? So, what if you took the national champions in college and replaced the Pro Bowl after the Super Bowl with the last team in the NFL playing the national champions in a game? Would that not discourage NFL teams from tanking? I mean, and would it not be more entertaining than a Pro Bowl?
But and maybe you're not old enough to remember this. They actually kind of used to do that. They had it was the college All-Stars playing the NFL All-Stars after the Super Bowl, okay? And
well,
I can't
remember I'm 54. So I do know this stuff.
Okay.
So
yeah, but I was going to say they did do that similarly. Wait, similarly? Yeah, I needed to put another syllable in there. Similarly, they used to do that. But I like now here's the other thing now. First off, no national champions are going to want to do that. And I'll tell you why.
Fuck, I would. I'd be freaking full black. full blast. I'd be like,
Okay,
yeah,
but
bring them on.
listen, hear me out. Hear me out. Remember when Florida State got, in their mind, and I didn't agree with it. Remember when Florida State got fucked out of that? Oh, we should have been in the national championship. We were the fourth best team. And they said, fuck you. We're not playing any of our players in the bowl game. And they got their ass whooped by, I think it was Oklahoma or Georgia.
Like
one of those
60,
teams, right?
Like 60-0 or something. It was freaking stupid.
No, just recently, like a couple years
but
ago.
It was ridiculous. I mean, Oklahoma like smoked their asses. It was ridiculous.
Well, I thought it was Georgia, but it was a couple. It was like 3 years ago, or 2 years ago.
Whoever the hell it was, but it was not even worth watching.
Mm-hmm. But see, that's the point of they're like, if they're the national champions, the reason why I bring up Florida State, and I'm not a Florida State fan because I'm obviously a Gator, and yes, my Gators and my Navy Academy blue golf balls yesterday. They blew golf balls. They got, was it Florida lost by 31 and Navy lost by at least that, right, to Notre Dame.
Yeah, that was tough.
Navy's lost to Notre Dame at least made some sense
for me to watch.
But
so
yeah, well, you at least had, I mean, that was at least the game you were going to watch. I had to watch. Oh, by the way, because I know you're up in Vol land, 95 points against the Mothers of the Poor. Who the fuck is that team that you score 95 fucking points? I'm surprised that they didn't actually have put 100 on them, you know. And I don't know what team it was, but it was Sister Mary's Sweet Jesus of the Poor. Okay, I don't know who the actual team was, but I saw 95. Wow, amazing! And thank you for being here. So we got Raider Paul and Marcus and Tano Raider, all of your crews in here. By the way, if you're not a member of my channel, please come over. Please come over. I appreciate it. Gators bitches better be using Jimmy's. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Gators bitches better be using Jimmy's. I saw that movie too. Yeah. That's it. I don't know about that. That should have been. Oh, I thought that was a touchdown. Go ahead, sir.
Honestly, what Ed just said there, I'm not sure that's a true statement. It's not about him cutting it.
I just.
It's about him being able. The thing about it is, a good OC, like let's say Shanahan or McVay. Name one time where they didn't have players where they could actually put good players at a position to win, right? Chip Kelly's been in a position where it's constantly fucking changing. I don't know what OC could actually freaking make some sense out of that shit. I mean, and then JPJ is another subject altogether. Him getting hurt, I think is a statement piece a little bit, or it's kind of like if you would have put him in his freaking natural position, maybe that doesn't happen. But here's the other thing: the dude is freaking battling and gets hurt battling. You know, so to be perfectly honest with you, our offensive line is what it is now. Because I don't think Colton or JPJ, they will see the light of day on this offensive line the rest of this year. If they're smart.
Now, what is JP? Because I know Colton is probably likely he ain't playing again this year. What was JPJ's injury? Was it an ankle?
Yeah, I've not seen the official word, but I think what I've seen is high ankle sprain, like grade 3. like heavy, like a heavy.
Mm-hmm.
So, which
Okay.
I guess you equate these days a high ankle sprain is 2 steps from a freaking Achilles. You know what I mean?
Fracture.
So it's,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So it's a couple steps from an Achilles. Uh, the one thing you don't want to do for an offensive lineman is blow their Achilles. So it's I don't know. I'm no doctor. It's all speculation. But all I'm saying is there's no freaking reason. Colton and JPJ just put their ass, just let them get healthy. Just leave them alone. Let's put Grant in there. Well, let's get these dudes. Let's get them some playing time. You know.
Well, it would be Rodgers, because Rodgers is the guard. Grant is the tackle.
But Grant, yeah, Grant needs playing time. He really does.
Yes, he does.
So, I mean, now's the time to do it. I mean, I'd play. Now's the time. Is it not? Time to freaking start experimenting at this point.
Right. I'm the one that said I want to see every draft pick that we had this past draft that's still on the team. Okay, because I know we got rid of Tommy Millott.
So is Cam Miller still on the scouting?
I think
Cam Miller still on the scouting?
Well, he's still on the 50.
Okay.
Yeah, he's still on the. He's still on the.
Fucking let him freaking let her rip a little bit. You know what I mean? Come on.
I'm sorry, if he's not on 53, he's on the practice squad. He is on the practice squad.
He's on the.
So if he's still on the practice squad, right. Then if Cam Miller is there, and anybody else, yes, Ed Winchell, Kelly does deserve to be back next year, but and this is the other thing that Nabman may or may not have said. Chip Kelly is an old school fucker, my way or the highway type of guy, and he needs to learn to embrace the and God, I hate fucking saying this. And the words I'm gonna throw up, and the words come out of my mouth.
Change.
No, it's not change. It needs to be somewhat where he can a little bit lessen the bullheadedness with fucking Gen Z, Gen X, or wherever the fuck else these people are. Okay? He needs to learn to talk to them better. Okay? And he doesn't have to suck up to them, but the real issue with JPJ is that he didn't get along with either Chip Kelly or Brendan Carroll, because I don't think it was Pete Carroll, other than he got pissed off when Genty came in and he went to Genty, said, "Welcome to the team, I'm your center." Okay. He should have been the center, but something pissed them off and tweaked them wrong. And JPJ's been in the doghouse since. And yeah, does he need to possibly work on his line calls? Maybe. But now he's got all this opportunity to fucking sit and study and be on the sidelines when he's not in an air cast or whatever, okay, to learn it, okay? This needs to be done. And by the way, I don't care if JPJ is playing center or guard. All you people say, we need to have him at center. He fucking ran over people as the guard.
Yeah.
He was running over people as the guard. That's fine. We need to find a valuable center, okay, to do the center's job. If it's not going to be JPJ, then you put this stud motherfucker next to JPJ, and then you got a center and a guard that can fucking bowl over people. That would be great. That needs to be done.
But I have
and Raider Paul, I don't think we're going to be high enough
Wait, I have an absolute answer to the last question.
Go ahead.
Can you put it back up?
What? Which one?
From Edward.
About Chip Kelly?
Yeah. Okay. Do me and Captain Jack think Kelly deserves to come back next year? Nobody deserves shit. Number one, nobody deserves anything. In the NFL we are in today, nobody deserves shit. Here's what we do. Here's what we deserve: continuity. We're sick of this freaking revolving door, and you can't build a team around this shit. So you got to kind of, throw the freaking rod in the ground and say, okay, this is what we got for now. You can't just go firing motherfuckers in the off season, especially your coordinators. Look, Patrick Graham, in my opinion, he doesn't deserve a chance to come back next year either. Nobody deserves shit. So the answer to your question, does he deserve it? No, he doesn't deserve it. That's the answer. My answer. No. We're not getting philosophical. I'm just saying nobody deserves shit in the NFL, bro. I'm just saying we can't continue this revolving door of coaches. We just can't do it. That is not the way to build a football team. And I said build. Yes, I said build. Because that's what we're doing. All right.
Yeah,
agree, disagree.
Shepard, go get yourself a cold beer. And I just more sugar-free drink. Yeah. But here's what I think. I don't think anybody should be shit canned until, and they did it with Tom McMahon, until such a time that we can prove that you're fucked up. And they got rid of Tom McMahon because we proved over several games that his shit was fucked up. And Tom McMahon was brought into this team because he was a friend of Josh McDaniels, and that's why he stuck through. He went from McDaniels to AP to Pete Carroll because he was the guy, the continuity, right? Tom McMahon got fired because he was a fuck up. He proved that he did deserve the role. Now, the other thing is that the guy who is his assistant and he ain't much better. So we'll see. This is his, what do you call it? He's auditioning for the role. Okay. And I'm not saying we keep our shitty coaches, but the guy who is the special teams coach is auditioning for his job for next year. Okay. Well, he's auditioning for his job for next year.
I will tell you this. Mostert saved freaking McMahon's freaking job last week on Thursday. I'm just saying, by having Mostert in there. He saved McMahon's job. He literally did by himself, Mostert. Why the fuck is Mostert not in the backfield more? For fuck's sake, the dude had the most touchdowns in the NFL in 2023. Give that motherfucker the ball from time to time, would you? I mean, shit. That shit's what's irritating me the most.
He's not playing in the same. He's not playing in the same system he was playing in 2023. That was with the Dolphins, correct?
Yeah.
Or the Niners.
He had the most touchdowns by running back
Dolphins
in
and
Miami in 2023. Then he got
and ahoy to you there, Matt. Yeah. So it's either the Dolphins or the Niners because the last two.
Dolphins.
He's a damn good player when he's available. But getting back to the point, I think that Brendan Carroll needs to be replaced as the offensive line coach, and you got Joe Philbin still on the staff. Okay, that needs to be done, and that could be one of these kind of like quiet things where Joe Philbin takes over. You don't even need to fucking announce it. You just say, hey, Brennan, go get some coffee for about 6 months, but watch what we're doing. Okay? You don't have to announce it. If it's one of those things where you don't want to make a big splash, have Joe Philbin do the same fucking thing he did last year when we shit canned the motherfucker we had last year or the year before that, because I can't remember which year
Or
that
the
we
year
shit
before
canned
that, or the year
the
before
OC
that,
and the
or
offensive
the year
line.
before that.
Joe Philbin was there, okay? I'm just saying, let him do the job because obviously he's better. And I would still look for a real offensive line coach. If Pete brought his son in here for continuity or for nepotism, which is probably what it was, you know what? If, and big fucking if here, if Spytek has the pulse of the club, I'm not drunk. I just got a lot of burps in here. So if you didn't wondering why I'm doing it like this, okay? If Spytek has the pulse of the club, and if Mark Davis says, John Spytek, this is your job. Okay. And Brennan Carroll does not impress me. Why? Because he's never been an offensive line coach. Never. Joe Philbin has a decent offensive line coach. And even Matt Marinovich agrees with me. Let him take over the offensive line and say, Brennan, you fucking do some job shadowing Joe Philbin. Now, the other Carroll, I can't remember. He's the guy that kind of looks like Dudley Do-Right. You know, he's kind of like skinny with a mustache, right? Or maybe a skinnier Tom Selleck. I can't remember what his name is. But, and he's like the quarterback's coach. Obviously, he ain't doing shit either. So, maybe you give him a demotion and you go from there, okay? But you can't blow out Geno because Geno plays well when he's not injured to a point. If he has an offensive line that blocks for him, he plays decent when he's not doing the first. By the way, I saw Geno this past game because I was watching TV. I saw him look at two reads. He got first read, and then I saw his eyes kind of swiveled like, oh my God, he does go to his second read. Because I've never seen that. On a game, I've never seen Geno Smith go to his second read. Maybe it's because, you know, it was where the eyes were, okay? But Geno actually went to his second read against the Broncos, which is awesome. So, and again, for all you that are bitching about, you know, blame that one on Tom Brady because Tom Brady wanted Geno Smith and not Sam Darnold. Oh, well, that fucking didn't work out well. But I was going to say, going back to the offensive line or the offensive coordinator, oh, fucking Rodgers just threw a pick. Boy, he is awful. He's not awful. He might have an arm, but he's got awful. Oh, yeah. Oh, he's pissed off. He snapped his fucking the snap on his. Oh, my God. That shouldn't have happened. Oh, my God. I'm more awesome than that. And why the fuck did I get it? Fuck you, Rodgers. I can't stand. Hey, Rodgers. It's like the old commercial. Hey, Rodgers. Stop being a fucktwat.
I like the Rodgers.
Go ahead.
Sucks. To be honest with you, I kind of like it. I love it. I mean, Tim McGraw made a song. I like it. I love it. When the Steelers suck. Just saying.
You don't love it when the Steelers suck?
No, I like it. I love it when the Steelers suck.
However,
a lot of people in the chat just went, "Damn,
you just stuck a song in my head.
My bad, guys. My bad. But here's the thing. Between with Matt and Edward, they're going back and forth with something right here. And here's the thing. Nobody is right or wrong about this. We don't even know. You think about this from the beginning of the season. We've not heard shit out of this locker room. We've not heard anything. Jacoby, especially, none of that shit. We heard that he wanted to be traded. That's pretty much it. You know what I mean? And to be honest with you, he got traded, and it actually worked out pretty damn good for us. You know, to wait to a certain point to where someone needed a receiver. So that should tell you something. I should tell you that at least the front office is going, okay, if we're going to freaking get rid of our wide receiver one, which is not going to be a wide receiver one in anybody else's team, we're going to have some draft cap for it. And we got that. So, and I'm good with it. But the thing about it is, between the two of you, nobody could predict what the hell is going on here. Nobody. Because we haven't heard shit out of this building from day one. And you know what? It's a good thing or a bad thing. It just remains to be seen. We can't be critical of one another because we don't have any say. That's what I want the chat to know. We can't be critical of each other on what we thought.
Yeah,
you know, that's. I just want the chat to know. We can't be critical of one another what we thought.
I disagree with what Ed Winchell said. We don't have a wide receiver 1 or 3. That's bullshit, Ed. Mm-hmm.
We haven't had a wide receiver 1 in a long damn time.
I swear it's not my. Yeah, it's not my fucking computer this time. Let me see here. I'll get rid of all of these other looking things.
What are you doing? What happened?
Yeah, because people say computer. No, I only got one fucking window. What? Okay.
No shit.
And the other windows that people. I will put.
Yeah, I must have. Bowers is our number one.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it said copying. I don't know why it copied instead of.
And Devontae Adams wasn't that good of a wide receiver 1 either. So I mean,
go ahead.
I would have Jacoby over what I saw from Devontae Adams, because Jacoby was at least a fucking professional on wanting out of the building. So Devontae Adams can go fuck himself. I don't even want to hear that shit. No, Matt, I agree. I think probably should have brought Lockett in there a little earlier, but here's the problem with that. If you bring Lockett
in nation,
and that changes the dynamic of what you get for Jacoby at the trade day. So I can see that, and I can see your point too. Yeah, we don't have any say.
I'm trying to get rid of some of these things.
Me and Captain Jack don't have any say on what the Raiders do. This chat has no say on what the Raiders do. There is no reason for us to each other.
You're talking. It does in today's NFL.
Bro, you're freaking. Your
is wide receiver, a tight end wide receiver. If it walks like a duck, it's like a duck. Wait a second. If our best receiver, who isn't so much bigger, because he isn't so much bigger than other wide receivers. Because I've seen some big wide receivers. Because Thornton is a big wide receiver. He doesn't have a lot of bulk, but he's a big, tall guy. Bowers is not that much than any. Oh, okay, but that kind of proves my point. If Deebo Samuels is bigger than Brock and he's a wide receiver, then why are we saying that Brock can't be classified as a wide receiver?
No,
it's
nobody's
a title. Okay, it's what he maybe wide make more money than tight ends when you go to your agent. But I don't care what he's saying. Ed Wynn saying that
missing some of the messages.
Brock is, and if Brock is number one, doesn't matter what he is. So, what is it? The Mayer and the other kid, Thomas, as our two tight ends. Yes, I know I'm freezing. Okay, because I got rid of some shit, so I there's really nothing I can do about it. I got rid of as much as I could. Even empty the recycling bin right now. So hopefully it'll get better. Receiver one, whether it's tight end or not.
Oh, no question.
Receiver one, but it doesn't matter. If we run personnel, then let Brock be a wide receiver. Let Besh be a wide, and the fucking Chargers are just whooping up on the Steelers, which I kind of thought was going to happen anyway. Okay, and yes, Jack Besh and Dante Thornton, they're wide receivers that need more reps, and they're going to get that. And they actually got a wide receiver in the wide receiver room in Lockett that's going to teach them, okay? And all we need is time with them. Time. And it'll look better. So hopefully I'm freezing up as much. But I don't care it's antics. You best receivers out there. Brock Bowers is R1. Where we have WR by his name or T1 by his name, he's R1. I don't care. You with me on that one? Okay.
Yeah.
Because here, I mean, Ladd McConkey designation is, but he's their best receiver, and they got a bunch of bigger guys on the team that are really the wide receiver types. But yeah, Ladd McConkey's their best receiver. That's just what it is. That time, and that's what we need to do. We need to, and that is why when our offensive line blocks and Geno has his plays, this team looks a hell of a lot than what it does. And that's why I said, and thank you there, who was Tony Shepard, thank you, and get the beer. Hopefully you had that cold beer. But I'm just saying that if we're thinking that Chip Kelly deserves to be shit canned, I disagree. He needs to establish. Pete needs to establish. Okay. Yeah, actually, that's kind of true with what Matt Marinovich said. Michael Mayer is kind of our number 2 receiver right now. Trey Tucker is actually, I think Trey Tucker is more number 3 than Lockett is. Lockett just came in. Trey Tucker is number 3. Would you agree on that one? Because Trey Tucker's been catching.
I have to agree with that 1, 2, 3, and 4 for sure.
Person that catches more passes.
That's exactly why we're 2 and 7. Whatever said, agree. When your tight end is your number 1 receiver,
we're going to go to Mark Davis.
You're 2 and 7. Yeah, it's just say. I mean, he's not lying.
But hey, I remember when Todd Christensen was our best receiver.
Yep.
He was our best receiver, Todd Christensen, and he was a tight end.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
but
look
I'm
it
not
up.
sure he was the best wide receiver.
He
Wouldn't Cliff Branch
led
with
the
him?
NFL. He was our best receiver.
Oh, okay. I understood. You call him WR1.
Receiver.
Yeah, I'm just
time.
saying.
You know,
not at this
he
level.
led the NFL.
So let's be clear, though. Let's be clear.
Yeah,
though.
but I'm just saying.
Now,
that's what I said.
That.
Yeah, don't get the fucking semantics whether he's TE or WR. It doesn't matter. Okay.
I think that's the conversation.
He's our best receiver. And Brock is our best receiver. Todd Christensen was our best receiver, and we're 2-7 with. We weren't 2-7 with Todd Christensen catching the ball. He had the most receptions of any receiver in the NFL during his time. What was it, like 97, 93, something like that? It was a little bit below 100.
Like that.
So, yeah. But
I don't think that's the conversation. Though.
Anything else you got? No, if you want to.
The conversation in the chat is not that, though.
No,
it's like the reason why. The reason why we're 2-7 is because our tight end is our number one receiver. And I have to agree with that a little bit. I really did.
I really think it all comes back down to we have zero offensive line, and with zero offensive line, we can't run, and we can't run plays to the wide receivers, and it doesn't matter who the fuck is catching the ball. It doesn't matter.
Right.
Okay?
And I don't think anybody in the chat is going to dispute what you just said, Jack. I don't think anybody in the chat's going to dispute that. If you don't get the trenches right, you're fucked. It's that simple. Oh.
Not have to get a trade tuck, but my desktop issues.
You're about to whatever's going on. Your system's about to crash. Something's about to come down.
Well, I'll tell you what, we'll figure this out. Come in. Anybody who wants to come into the show, and I'm gonna bounce you now just because I want to see if it's that thing.
No,
anybody who wants to come into the show, we'll do
I'm
that.
Bounce out
and then we'll see.
I need to go up and get the wood stove going. So, hey man, appreciate y'all. Hey.
Okay.
Happy to be here. Y'all take care.
All right. Thanks again there, Bob, for being here, brother. That's Nav. Okay, so if you want to come into the show, we'll do this. We got an opening. Come into the show. There's your link. Okay. Hot Neil, quick minute, and I'm glad to see that you're out of the hospital. How you doing?
Thank you, Captain. I'm doing a little bit better. Better.
Okay, good.
You see, I'm a little bit better.
Yeah, you don't look really healthy, but I'm glad that you're better. At least you're out of the hospital.
Thank you.
So what's on your mind, brother?
What can I say? I know you've been fucked up in the games. I know in the games we have messed up. But if you realize we need to put like a drill sergeant in games. When we drill sergeant,
What did you say, Hot Neil? We need to do what?
Put like a drill sergeant.
Oh, a drill sergeant. Okay. All right. And where?
In practice.
Okay. To what effect?
Okay. Do you remember the movie? Do you remember the movie Major League?
Yeah. I remember Major League.
You remember how they won at the end because they got encouraged and encouraged and encouraged? That's what we need to do, something like that. Somebody encourage them. Because the better you encourage the football players, the more stronger the team gets.
Okay. Neil, I'm going to let you know this. And a drill sergeant does not encourage people.
I got encouraged.
Then your drill sergeant was soft.
No, not soft. I'm not saying soft. I'm saying give them an attitude. I know they're not soft because I was in the U.S. Army.
Okay. Well, to me, a drill sergeant is like in the movie Gardens of Stone.
Yes, I know what it means.
Right. And the drill sergeant, or I should say the sergeant major, or even the top in that, they weren't encouraging. They had people saying, this is the way, and don't get in your lap. But see, encouragement is the word there. They weren't encouraged. They said, these are the rules. Don't fucking do anything but this. That's not encouragement. That's strictness. That's strictness.
Exactly.
Okay.
But remember, Captain, the funny thing about a drill sergeant is if you didn't listen, what happens? Either you do push-ups or just going to run up the hills. You will get punishment. So, somebody tough enough to teach the football players to be disciplined, it will make the team stronger.
Okay, well, that they should have that on a football team anyway. And by the way, Richie, I'm see that you're snowing. Richie, it'd be nice to have Richie Riche come in with me because I haven't had a show with Richie Riche in years. So if you can come in, it would be nice. Okay, yeah. And see, I agree with Jason Down. Encouragement, it was when your mom's there. Come on, son. Let's go, son. That's encouragement. That's encouragement. That's not a drill sergeant.
Now my mother, hey, I got news for you because now my mother will have a belt on her hand and says, let's do it or you get a whip.
Okay, well then your mom was the definition of a drill sergeant.
My mother was no drill sergeant.
Yeah. Okay, well, I still, that word encouragement, I just is off the top. What else you got for me for the Raiders there, Hot Neil?
Well, what can I say? We lost.
Yeah.
We lost the game. We're basically dead. There's no way we couldn't win. What else can I say, Captain?
No, there is nothing else to say. So what? Okay, quickly, what are your thoughts for next week against the Cowboys?
There's a possibility. There's a possibility that we could win, but again, what could happen? You can't tell.
Okay. Well, Hot Neil, I'm glad you're out of the hospital. I'm glad to see you, brother, and you take care of yourself as well.
You too, Cap. You too. Thank you.
All right. That was Hot Neil, who came in, shared some time with us as well. And this is it. Okay. Richie, can you come in? That would be nice. Because Richie's my Broncos. And by the way, I want to say this to Richie as well. Yes, I'm gonna pick at this. How many personal fouls should have been called on Broncos players? Yes, I know I'm biased. Okay. We have no offense. Cowboys have no defense. Something's got to get. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. If our offense plays a modicum better, then we'll win. Because our defense is going to go up against a very good Cowboys offense. That we'll see who wins that. If our defense plays the way they played against Denver, it'll be interesting. Yeah, I was going to say there was a couple. I will say this though. The calls that were against the Raiders on the pick play, that was legitimate. The holding call on Besh was legitimate. There was a couple personal fouls that were not called. But that's why I was hoping to see maybe we can have Richie Riche come into the show. But if you'd like to come into the show, hit up, please, please, please. Hit up, and that's why I'm saying for all of those that are on what is it? For all those people that are on Navman's channel, okay, hit the link because you might not be able to see the link, but that I'll put it up again because you can't get all of the different things that I'm pushing out because you have a different view. Okay, so there it is. Hit StreamYard. Navman can do it. Why? Because he has my channel. If you're here and can't see it, I'm going to keep that up. And good to see Richie Riche. I'd like to see more people come in. And yes, they just beat the living piss out of Gino. I don't want to say it was like a Siragusa flop. And it wasn't Greenlaw, it was Roach, I believe is his name. Roach kind of belly flopped on Gino after he got hit, where he got hit with the quad injury. Okay. And yes, I was looking for him. And I hate, I'm like, the Raiders should have won that game. My estimation. But I'm going to keep that up. So please hit the link. For those that can't get the link, it's because you probably don't have. Come over to my channel, okay? It's in my YouTube. But if you need the plug it into your computer, then do it that way. That's why I'm keeping it up there. But you did notice that when Hotneil was there wasn't really any bubbling issues. You know, I wasn't there was no lag. I don't think I was crashing. It always seems like when I was on with Navman. Always when I'm on with Navman, it always seems to happen. But maybe just Navman's connection with my connection. Yeah, and I agree, Matt. The Donkeys don't have a lot of offense, but they had one good drive. And they had the field goal kicker at the end that they needed. And they won 10-7. Raiders had 2 touchdowns. One was taken off the board. Raiders had one long play that was taken off the board and one possible long play, but Thornton dropped the ball. So if you'd like to come into the show, please, it would be great to have you in. I'm gonna keep it on for a little bit. I'm gonna see if anybody else wants to come in. But yeah, we're a little early tonight, but that just means that we can actually go to bed early. But let's see if there's anything here. I don't see anything on my phone. Got a couple people I got to get back with. Okay. Yep. Nothing really. If you would like to come into the show, if you are watching on Navman's channel, please come to Captain Jack Rackham Levy. Captain Jack Rackham Levy. This way, you can hit the link. Because we got, like I said, there's a lot of people on Navman's channel. Got Jason Downs. There was who else was there? Tano Raider 16, and I know Ed's here. Tony Shepard, which had a beer and he left. Good for Tony. Who else was there? Chewy was in and out. There was at least two or more people. I'm trying to go through. Gage Bentley, yeah, he was here. And it'd be great to see if you were here, but you can't get the link. Please come over and get on my channel so you can see it on my channel. You can continue to watch on Navman's channel, but you don't see the link. I don't know about keeping. And Raider Paul says draft Mendoza. Mendoza is probably going to be picked number 1 or 2, pending what the combine is going to show. But he looked great yesterday, didn't he? He looked great yesterday or Saturday. Keep forgetting. Yeah, Saturday was yesterday. So he looked great. I didn't see what Sellers did. I mean, there are plenty of quarterbacks. Doesn't matter. You need the best offensive lineman. And by the way, we drafted an offensive lineman in the first round a couple years ago. Remember him? Alex Leatherwood? Boy, that boy just was horrible. Out of the league. So we dropped the ball there. So you better get an offensive lineman that's worth the salt. You need another tackle and you need another guard. And I would still like to say, I want to see Lockie. I banging the fucking drum to get Lockie Tossie in there. But anyway, it doesn't look like anybody else is going to come in. I'm going to end the stream because I want to keep it at under two hours.